Hi, I'm Alonzo Mourning, and welcome to the 205th episode of West Wing Week.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and beyond. This week, the White House hosted its first ever White House Student Film Festival, while the president addressed the ongoing crisis in Ukraine, presented his budget for fiscal year 2015, urged Congress to raise the minimum wage, and held a town hall meeting with Latinos on the Affordable Care Act. That's February 28th to March 6th, or look who's in our room.
Hey, West Wing Week. Welcome to the first White House Film Festival. We're rehearsing. I promise there will be humans in those seats.
On Friday, the White House was abuzz as it played host to students from across the country, including Guam, for the first ever White House Student Film Festival.
Really? Oh, congratulations, 2,500 entries, and you're here.
The event, hosted by Cal Penn, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Bill Nye, celebrated the top picks from over 2,600 submissions of student-made short videos focusing on the importance of technology in education.
All right, you guys all ready?
Yep.
You know your parts?
Yep.
You know what you're supposed to be doing?
Standing.
You're not going to make rabbit ears?
Nope.
Okay. You know, if they see that, it'll be really embarrassing.
Even the president said he was impressed.
Like all great movies, yours do something special. They tell a story. They help us understand, in this case, the amazing things that are going on in classrooms and how technology is empowering our students and broadening their imaginations and challenging them to dream bigger and reach further.
Later that day, the president spoke to the press in the James Brady Press Briefing Room about the Russian intervention in Ukraine.
The events of the past several months remind us of how difficult democracy can be in a country with deep divisions. But the Ukrainian people have also reminded us that human beings have a universal right to determine their own future.
On Monday, the president hosted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the Oval Office, where they discussed, among other things, the ongoing progress toward a two-state solution in the Middle East.
You sure the numbers all add up before I sign?
On Tuesday, after sending his 2015 budget to Congress, the president visited a local elementary school to discuss his roadmap for the agenda he laid out in the State of the Union address to restore opportunity for all Americans.
I am here at Powell Elementary School and just had a chance to see some of the outstanding students here. I thought it was an appropriate setting for me to say a few words about the budget that I sent to Congress this morning, because obviously the budget is not just about numbers, it's about our values, and it's about our future, and how well we are laying the groundwork for those young children that I was with just a few moments ago to be able to succeed here in America.
See you down. Check it out. Oh, check it out. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. What do you think? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. It's okay. All right.
Meanwhile, across town, the First Lady honored the recipients of the International Women of Courage Award, which recognizes women around the globe who have shown exceptional courage and leadership in advocating for women's rights and empowerment, often at great personal risk. Since the inception of this award in 2007, the Department of State has honored more than 70 women from 45 different countries.
When we see these women raise their voices and move their feet and empower others to create change, we need to realize that each of us has that same power and that same obligation.
Then the First Lady traveled to Yu Ying Public Charter School, a Chinese immersion international baccalaureate elementary school in Washington, D.C., to reach out to students in advance of her upcoming trip to China, when she will visit schools in Beijing and Chengdu. On Wednesday, the president headed to Connecticut to join the Secretary of Labor and 4 New England governors who have raised their state's minimum wage. They stopped for lunch at Café Beauregard on Main Street in New Britain, before traveling on to Central Connecticut State University, where the president spoke about the urgent need for Congress to take their cue from these governors and give hardworking Americans the raise they deserve.
Nobody who works full-time should ever have to raise a family in poverty. Now is the time. It's common sense. That's what I'm talking.
On Thursday, the president participated in a historic town hall meeting with Latinos to talk about the Affordable Care Act at the Newseum in Washington, D.C., called Tu Salud y la Nueva Ley, Your Health and the New Law, a conversation with the president. The event was televised, live-streamed, and broadcast over radio, digital, and social platforms in Spanish, giving an opportunity for Latinos across the country to learn more about how to enroll in affordable, quality health care using the health insurance marketplaces. Well, you've gone and done it and spent a few minutes watching West Wing Week again. Stay engaged with us online, and remember to find out more information about any of these topics. Or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Get out of her picture. There you go. All right.
Let's see how this turns out.
We tested the
Look at the
light.
lens, not at yourself. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that
down,
happens
broke
all
down.
the time. That happens all
is
the
this guy?
time.
Don't tell Tim Cook.
That
Who
happens
is this
all
guy?
the time. Oh man, I'm embarrassed here.
Look at that.
God,
Oh my
I just
gosh.
feel like you know
have to-
somebody and
come
then
on.
this happens.
All right.
All right, come on.
All right, people.
All right.
Kids today. Hey.
One of
That's
those.
good. That'll work. Thanks.
One of those. All right.